welcome back to Drunk on Wanderlust. I am back out on the trail and this time I am tackling the Bronte Way. Now the Bronte Way is a 41-mile trail that starts in Padiham in Lancashire and ends in Bristol in Yorkshire. You can do it the other way around, it's completely up to your preference. Now this trail seems pretty cool and very interesting. I wanted to do it because it visits various sites that are associated with the lives and the writings of the Bronte sisters. Now here's the first one. This is the lovely Gawthorpe Hall, so let's have a quick look around. Gawthorpe Hall is an Elizabethan country house on the banks of the River Calder. Since 1953 it has been designated a Grade 1 listed building. It was the family home of the Shuttleworth family, which Charlotte Bronte visited frequently. The hall is sometimes referred to as the Downton of the North, as it was redesigned by Sir Charles Barry, who also redesigned Highclere Castle, the filming location for ITV's Downton Abbey. The hall is set in some beautiful grounds with formal gardens and woodlands. Right, time to start hiking. A massive thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Tentpeg for letting me stay over last night in Padiham. And of course, always lovely catching up with Jeff, the camping philosopher. I have a sneaking suspicion it might rain soon, but it's okay, I've got my waterproofs, I've got my waterproof cover for my bag, so I have come prepared this time. Whatever the weather, I was just glad to be back out hiking, my first trip out since having COVID. Obstacle number 2, I can't fit through the gate. It's just not happening. I was just showing you how tight a space it was, and it's not because I ate all the pies. And that was the first of many tiny gates I would encounter on this trail, and crossing over the bridge of the river, something else you will see a lot of too. Okay, so I've reached the River Calder. I am taking it nice and slow and steady today. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I've only got 13 miles to do in total today till I get to the place that I'm going to wild camp tonight. So I'm just taking it slow and steady. I'm going to stop and have my first snack break. Snacks, yeah. This was my first time hiking in the Padiham area, and I was impressed with how pretty the views were as I made my way towards Burnley. I am about to walk through one of the smallest gates in the world. I took a slight diversion and ended up walking through a paintball arena to avoid a field of horses, but I was soon back on track and making my way along the Leeds and Liverpool canal. Now you don't have to be a fan of the Bronte sisters to enjoy this trail. It's a great hike in its own right, but I was looking forward to finding out more about the area and how it was linked in with the lives and writing of the Brontes. But the next relevant site wasn't until tomorrow, so I could just relax and enjoy the walk. Okay, quick update. I have just left the Leeds and Liverpool canal, just taking a little route down to the Bronte River. And yeah, I'm going to walk along here for a little bit. I'll show you around in just a second. About to have another snack stop because I'm feeling a little bit peckish. Think I need some chocolate in my life. And then I'll carry on. The trail is marked, although in some sections quite sporadically. I suggest using a GPS map of the route, especially in the last section, as it was so easy to get lost. I was using the Hike app for this trail, an app I highly recommend. Well, I am about halfway through day 1 of the Bronte Way. I am currently sitting in Horton Hag Wood. It's very lovely and I've actually got to this point sooner than I thought it would, so I've got some time to kill. So what I'm going to do is a quick shout out to Outdoor Gear Essentials, because the day before I left for the hike they kindly sent me for free one of these water bottle clips, which is really handy because I don't have anywhere, any pockets on my bag to be able to put my water bottle, and I haven't bought a bladder bag, so this just very conveniently clips onto either your waistband or the little band that goes across the front of your rucksack, wherever you want to clip it, and then it's always accessible for you. So once again, thank you so much for that. I'll put a link in the description for the website, Outdoor Gear Essentials. Cheers, mate. It wasn't long before I reached Lee Green Reservoir. After this, I could see I had a bit of a climb and then I would be entering the South Pennine Moors. I only had a few miles left to go today. I have to admit, I still wasn't feeling 100% after COVID, but I was determined to power through. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I slowed the pace and took in the views. So I'm taking a little break in some woods because once again I am starving. So let's see what's on the menu for right now, shall we? I think I'm going to have my tea now. Coming up to Ballsworth Hill, the route merges with the Pennine Bridle Way and also the Bronte Way as you head across the South Pennine Moors. Okay, so I had a decision to make. Where was I going to wild camp this evening? Now originally I'd planned to wild camp on the top of Ballsworth Hill, which is just directly opposite to where I am now. However, it's cold. It is really, really cold and it's really windy, and I don't have my down jacket. I completely forgot to pack it, and all day I've been a little bit chilly, and I'm thinking if I'm on top of the hill, I think I'm going to feel the cold a little bit. So I love the forest, so I decided to do a lovely woodland camp instead. Now I am just opposite where you turn to go up the hill, the little footpath that turns to go up the hill. So if anybody was thinking of wild camping this section and wanted a forest camp instead, that's where you go off. Anyway, I've got a new tent, brand new tent to check out, so let's set it up. I'd been to go outdoors a few days earlier to grab a cheap one berth tent, simply because it was lighter than my last one I'd been using all year. I was only camping one night and really wanted to save on weight for this trail, so I picked up an OEX Phoxx 1 version 2 for a steal at 47 quid. It did the job, although I wasn't keen on the fact I couldn't sit up, which made me feel a bit claustrophobic. Good morning! Well, that was an interesting night's sleep. It sounded like animals were doing laps around my tent, having a lovely time, and some bird continuously screeching, which sounded like a lady screaming. Luckily, I saw the funny side, but I was a bit spooked in the night. I made my way across the moors. At this point, you can choose to take a detour to visit the Calder Hall ruins, which was believed to have been Charlotte Bronte's inspiration for Ferndean Manor in her novel Jane Eyre. Unfortunately, I was on a time limit. I had to give this one a miss and continue forward. Well, a very good morning to everybody. Sorry I haven't done a lot of chat so far this morning. The weather has just been comical. It's been misty, it's been rainy, it's been cold, and I am just stood now in front of the Watersheddles Reservoir, which is just behind me here. And I'm so gutted because I can imagine in good weather that the views that I've seen this morning would have been even more outstanding. It's so difficult to see at the minute. I've gone past so many different things. I thought, oh, if it was dry and sunny, that would have been simply gorgeous. But I'm still having fun. Let's carry on. My feet were soaked through to the point water was squirting out every time I took a step, but I didn't mind so much. The main thing I was gutted about was missing the views in the mist. Okay, now I've got to warn you, this section that I'm doing now in between the two reservoirs, it is a bit slippery and a bit scrambly, okay? So especially in wet weather, just be prepared. It is absolutely stunning though. I can't imagine what it'll be like when the weather's good. It is very, very pretty indeed. I was in luck. There was a short 30-minute window where the rain stopped, so I took advantage and had a quick lunch stop. Just past Pondon Reservoir and past Pondon Hall, the house that inspired Thrush Cross Grange in Emily Bronte's novel Wuthering Heights. Past the reservoir, back up on the moors, you can take another detour to visit Top Withens, a ruined farmhouse which is said to be the inspiration for the Earnshaw family house in the same novel, although it's over a mile off route each way, so I had to press on along the trail. Well, I made it to Brontë Falls, even in this weather. So it was a waterfall that all three sisters loved to visit, and so they named it after them, and what I'm standing on now is actually called Brontë Bridge. That's all I have time for in this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Join me next week for the second half. Stay safe and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other trails and adventures.